the real problem that they have, as Kissinger says, is there's just too many people on the planet. And
the globalists really are free to admit that there's no room for humans anymore. It's our duty to expire so that to make the planet, to atone for our sins, basically.
Secret societies really aren't a secret, but the information inside their clubhouse walls is. The Freemasons, the Bilderbergs, Bohemian Grove, the Illuminati, the list goes on. These are exclusive, invitation-only clubs of the ruling elite. In these secret societies, world-changing information is passed among its members. These 1% of the 1% believe, because of the information they are privy to, that they are in a special class whose responsibility it is to control the masses. At the head of these secret clubs are the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati that sit on top of the pyramid. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, just to name a few. These families are the ones who script the nightly news. They are also the ones responsible for the implementation of the internet into our daily lives. At the time, they viewed it as a groundbreaking, powerful tool to enslave us even more. Unfortunately for them, it began to backfire. Instead of keeping people glued to a screen ingesting propaganda while being increasingly programmed, some of us started to figure out how to use this new technology to pass independent, unfiltered information around the world in seconds. It wasn't long before truths that were hidden from us started to surface. Not long after that, Big Tech's truth police came into existence in an effort to keep those truths under wraps. I think we can all agree that information is power. We say that, but I don't think we truly understand how powerful it is. Take Jeffrey Epstein, for example. Over a few decades, he amassed large amounts of information on his so-called friends that they wouldn't want anyone to know. I'm pretty certain he used this information to gain financial rewards and increase his influence. Epstein had so much power based on the information he had that the media would like us to believe that he unalived himself while in jail on suicide watch from a door handle. We all know what really happened to him because of the extensive information he had on his friends, yet we allow it to go unchecked. Back in the day, YouTube used to be an amazing platform. They're the ones responsible for the phenomenon known as rabbit holes. In the beginning, the University of YouTube was a platform that allowed information of any kind to flow freely. That was before they realized the influence and power their platform had. The algorithm went from you getting new and interesting content to pushing an agenda. Back in the day, you could jump on YouTube to find out how to replace your alternator or look for a new recipe, only to find that 2 hours later, your battery still won't hold a charge and your family's starving. But in the last 2 hours, you learned about chemtrails, adrenochrome, and reptilians. You, being a stable adult, know that a lot of the videos you came across are fiction. But some of them seem to make sense, and you're not exactly sure why. They seemed credible. You spent what seemed like 15 minutes going down a 2-hour rabbit hole combing through information that once wasn't available to you, and you found it fascinating. The ruling elite saw that this was opening people's minds to something outside of their Rockefeller-controlled education, and they had to put a stop to it. So in a few short years, YouTube decided we the people aren't intelligent enough to use logic and reasoning to decide what truth is. Instead, they appointed themselves arbiters of the truth and decided to filter the flow of free information among us so we don't have to think, just listen.